Okay, to do the right one, I'm going to make sure and get this Velcro out of the way again. Take the LED with its bezel, work it back down into those sockets in the board, and I'm pushing down on the legs of the LED and the wires. At the same time, I'm guiding this bezel into the half-arch seat there. Here's the other piece. I'm just going to make sure it's all aligned, and with a little bit of wiggling, and it is good to go. Front LED. This one. I've got this PPM receiver in the way, and you get to see how I've done this. I've got two halves of Velcro. I've got the hooks on the receiver, and I've got the same small strip of loop on the quad. I'll just move that out of the way and put the LED in. And this one is curved, different than the other two. Make sure you've got them in the right place. And then that's snapped in. Be careful what you're pushing on the board here. Try not to bend any components. Alright, so that's good. I can put this receiver on anytime. I will plug my cable back in, making sure that black is on the right hand side, number 3 here towards the center. Black, I believe that's in the manual. So that's how you would connect a PPM receiver, an external receiver. I'm going to make sure these wires are out of the way as much as I can. So that is done. I've got the screws back in, and at this point there's really no reason I can't put this cover back on. Always make sure you've got the foam part of the cover over the pressure sensor. It's basically a windscreen. Keep your pressure sensor from responding to air pressure from any speed from the quad's movement. Okay, now that that's on, I've got a much safer way to handle this, the body of this quad, so I'm not going to be touching the board at all now. So all I need to do here is take the receiver, turn it the right way, make sure that's plugged in, yep. Just going to attach it like that. Okay, I'm just going to plug the receiver back in. And I believe that's correct. Notice the color code is white on 1, red on plus, black on minus. And that's on the label side. On the label side of the 2-pin rows, so it's on the side that way, not the side toward the center here. So whichever channel that is, and it's very confusing and hard to tell. I think it's actually channel 1. Yeah, I'm sure it's channel 1. So that is good to go. And so at this point, I'm done, except for adding a little bit more Velcro. I think instead of covering up the label, I think I will turn it that way. Well, let's just plug it in and see if that'll work. It looks like it wants looks like it would naturally go in this way. Alright, so add some Velcro on there. Well, since I'm a bit out of time to get this done, I go flying out of town, leaving town tomorrow and flying out of town. I have to finish this quickly. I am just going to make this camera. I'm just going to have it point. I'm just going to have it point to the rear. At this point, and I think it's going to be like this for 1 to 2 months until I can get FPV set up, choose a set of goggles, etc. So for now I'm going to set it up like this. So the way I'm going to do that is just simply add a layer of Velcro here, and then I'm going to put this pad like that, and that is too wide. To do that, I'm going to do that, I'm just going to put a piece of Velcro on one end of this anti-jello, anti-vibration pad. And since I want the camera facing the back, the rear, aft, like that, facing the tail basically, and I want it aiming down, which is up, I need to put this pad this way. Get it in the center, set it on there. Now the camera will be at a slight down angle. That doesn't really look like enough. I think I'll go with that for now, and I can always modify it if I don't like the angle. So now for the camera, I need some Velcro on that so it can't turn. If I put it in the back, that will tend to level it again, so I will put it in the front, and that will actually give me a very good angle. And I'm going to be careful to put the loop side of this Velcro up on the camera and the hook side down. Be very careful to put the hook side on the foam so that the loop side is on the camera, so when I handle the camera and I'm filming with it for other uses, I don't have the hooks to deal with. So on this side there's no heat sinks, no buttons. Life will be good. And so there it is. I'll just take that sandwich right out and kind of press it carefully together. There it is. Let's see how this is going to work out. That's pretty firm. I am not too concerned about that. I think that is probably going to end up having a very good result. I do have the short legs on here, so I will have to put the long legs back on when I'm flying with the camera, but that's okay. They don't weigh that much, and it'll raise it up, yeah, a little more than probably half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch off the ground, maybe a little more. So I'll do that now. Okay, and I'm looking right now as I torque these screws down and feeling. I'm checking how far out the end of the screw protrudes, and I'm setting these to be just under 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So now, this distance is about 1.25 inches, so there's plenty of space between the quad and the ground. If it happens to flex when it lands, I think it's going to be fine. So this turned out really well. One great thing is that the aerial kit tray, that piece of plastic, that is very difficult to get aligned with these 4 pins and snap on, and you have to take that on and off every time you replace the battery and recharge the battery, and I only had to do that once to have a strong dislike for it, so I'm glad to see that is gone. I don't ever have to put that back on again, at least with the Mobius. And I like the down angle looking at it. Maybe it might be almost 10 degrees, so it shouldn't be too bad filming with it. So that's it. It is complete, and I'm ready to go out and fly. Hope you enjoyed it. The other great thing about this is I have covered one of the heat sinks, but the other one's totally available to any air that's moving from the 4 blades or from the speed of the quad, so I'm pretty sure that the cooling will not be an issue with the Mobius.